So we're going to go down to the Dezgo plugin here, and basically I've covered this in a previous video. Like I said, I put a link, and this is just a super low end but free version of Flux, which is you know, an AI image generation platform. So what we're going to do here is just very quickly, if you don't have this in your plugins, just go to the window menu, go to plugins, and somewhere on this main plugin screen you'll see Dezgo text to image, or do a quick search. Simply install it, just click add, and it will appear as this icon down here. So now we're in this main panel. I'm going to type in a prompt of miniature cow in the palm of a hand, a green grass and a blue sky background. Online, I've just been seeing quite a lot recently on various sites of like little miniature animals in people's hands and things. I just think it's a really cute idea. And I saw a little one the other day with a cow in it, with a cow in someone's hand, and I just thought it was cute. So we're going to try and replicate that in here. So I'm going to go down. I'm going to leave all the other options as they are. I'm going to click run, and let's see what we get for our first generation. Now, mentioned in the intro, we're going to be using another service. Well, that was quick. Okay, let's check. I like the overall composition, but let's just make sure we got the right amount of fingers and things like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. Okay, I could run this again, but I think that's going to be quite nice. So I'm going to download that. And now we're going to head over to Krea.ai to upscale and enhance this image. And like I said, video in the description box below to one of my recent videos tutorials where I tell you exactly how to get up and running on that site and use the free functions. But I'll join you there now. Okay, so now I'm in Krea.ai, and I'm going to head over to the enhance section there. And as if I go to my account, we can see that I've used 22.86% of my free allowance today of like usage. So that's enough to do some enhance and upscale. So I'm just going to drag in our image. I'm going to drag in our image that we've created. 2 times upscale, because that's the most we can do on the free version, which is absolutely fine. I'm going to drop down this upscaling menu here, and it's already created a prompt, which it will do automatically just to try and lock in any creative details in the upscaler to the image. But because we've generated we've generated this from a prompt, I just normally like to just take the original prompt that I've generated and put that in instead, but it really doesn't matter. You can normally ignore that. And for the rest, I like to keep everything as default unless it's not giving me something that I want. So I'm now going to click enhance, and this might take a little while, but it's going to upscale it to twice the size. So it should be just over 2000 pixels each side, and enhance the detail and the quality of the image. So I'll join you back here in a second. Okay, so it's finished with its enhancement and upscale. And as we can see, we've got some good details and we have some problems, which is absolutely fine because I'm going to show you how to fix those. So with its default settings, it's added a lot of extra texture to the skin of the hand and details to the cow. If you look at the cow, you can see all the little fine particles of sort of fur and hair on its face, whereas previously almost like a plastic toy, which is really great. What's not so great is these are the little artifacts that appeared in the grass and in the sky, and there's a couple of little problems on the hand. These little marks on the hand and things I'm not worried about because we could get rid of those in Photopea, but I don't like how it's changed some of the texture too much there. So the 2 things you can do if you're faced with these kind of artifacts and sort of anomalies, you can either back off the settings a little bit, or you can just take it into Photopea and just get rid of them that way. But I think this looks weird enough so that I'm going to spend a little bit more of my usage allowance to try and fix it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the strength down. It was 60. I'm just going to take it to, this is a guess, maybe like 45. And that will just back off the creative element of the upscale. So it won't try to add as many details in, which is why it's hallucinating these strange objects when they shouldn't be. And sometimes it helps if you put the resemblance up a little bit as well. That just kind of encourages it to stick more towards the structure of the original image. And I'm going to click enhance again. I'm not going to make you wait for it, and I'll rejoin you in a second when it's finished. Okay, so that's just finished. Let's see what we've got. So there's the before, the image straight from Photopea. And there's the new after. So as you can see, it's actually done a really good job here of striking a balance between adding extra detail, but not adding so much that it makes everything look really strange with all those artifacts. If I just click back to the previous version, you can see, yeah, we've got more detail in the cow, but then we've got all these other strange bits appearing as well, and the skin on the hand looks strange. So I think this is a good compromise. There's still a couple of little bits to fix in Photopea, but that's no big deal. And don't forget, you can always do a composite of the two. We could take both of these into Photopea and actually brush in some of the detail from this cow onto the other image. In fact, let's do that. So I'm going to save both these images down, and I'm going to meet you back in Photopea in a second. Okay, so welcome back. What we've got here then, we've just opened both images up in the same document, so they're on two different layers. We've got our original upscale with too many weird details, but actually some really nice detail on the cow. And then we've got our toned down sort of upscale and enhancement where it's a lot more subtle, but there's not quite as much detail on, say, the cow's fur and things like that. So what we're going to do here is I'm just going to create a new layer above just by clicking the new layer icon. And I think for this, I'm just going to take the clone tool quickly. There's just a couple of, I'm going to select, current and below as my source here. There's just a couple of little bits there I just want to get rid of. There's some weirdness going on down here. Let me actually make sure my brush is quite soft for this, because the edge of the hand, edge of the hand is quite soft. Yeah, there's just some weirdness going on here, but I'll just quickly take care of that. Of course, it goes without saying, spend as much time as you need to get the little bits cleaned up. Okay, so let's turn this off for a minute so I can look at the other layer. One thing I don't like about this version, I think it's actually too saturated. So before I do anything else, I'm actually going to just put a hue saturation adjustment layer up. And I'm going to just bring the saturation down a little bit, not lots, but just a little bit. I think the hand was looking a bit red, a bit too red, and everything overall was a bit too saturated for my liking. So, okay, we'll do that. And now this is the main reason why we brought both of these elements in. So I'm now going to click on our layer for the main one. Obviously, this is hiding the one below. And just to remind you, if I hold Alt and click on the eyeball on the background layer, the layer below looks like that. It was the one with a lot of detail, but quite mangled. So I'm going to go on the good layer, as it were, click a layer mask icon, press B for my brush tool, and I'm going to make the brush black, make the foreground color black. And what that's going to do is that's going to hide elements of this layer. So the result will be, it will show the layer below through, and the layer below is messed up apart from detail on the cow. So if I brush over the cow on this layer now, what I'm doing with the layer mask is I'm reducing the visibility of this layer and letting the layer underneath show through. And because the layer underneath is the one that's got more detail on the cow, we can soon have the best of both worlds and bring in all that nice detail that we got from the original upscale attempt on the cow itself, but without actually bringing in any of the nastiness. So if I go too far and I start to do this, it'll start to brush in all that weird stuff again, which we don't want. And same on the skin, it'll start to make the skin look all strange. So if we hold Shift and click on that layer mask, it'll toggle it on and off. So that's without it, and that's with it, brushing in the layer underneath fine details. And at that point, I would say that I'm quite happy with that. There's a little bit more you could do, of course. One thing I would do, I say I've not finished. I think I'm finished and I'm not. So I'm going to hold Shift and press F5 to bring up the fill dialog. I'm going to click grey as the colour to fill. Click OK. I'm going to change that to soft light blending mode. So now that's a neutral grey, 50% grey. So with a lot of blending modes like soft light, it will disappear, and only anything that's lighter or darker will actually appear. So what we can now do is go filter, noise, add noise. I'm going to make that monochromatic just so I don't want to introduce any colour noise. What we can do here, we can add a bit of grain to the image, a bit of noise to try and hold some of the colours and gradients together and things. Now I'm going to not have this too obvious. You don't want it to be too noisy. Just a little bit of something does help. So let's preview on and off. Might be subtle. You might not even see this on the YouTube video because of the compression and all that type of thing. So I'll exaggerate it slightly so you can have a chance of seeing it a bit more. And the reason why I like doing this on a separate layer with this grey layer on soft light is because a lot of the time the noise pattern can be too small for the image and it can lose some of its effect. But if you've got it as a grey, but actually on this it looks quite good, I think. But if you've got it on the grey layer, you can then select the grey layer itself with the noise on and actually enlarge it, and it will make the particles of the noise bigger, which you can't really do with just the normal noise dialog. It just creates it at a set size. So I'm going to call that done, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll look forward to seeing you on the next one.